no one knows for certain what the future holds. But today, we'll take one step closer to finding out. Welcome to My World of Tomorrow, where we'll look through the eyes of some of the world's most innovative thinkers and doers and get a glimpse of how next-generation technology will transform our lives in unprecedented ways. Join us now as we reshape the future of play, give a new voice to the deaf, bring the digital revolution to rural communities, and see the future of nuclear and optical technology.
Today, we change the way kids play in a digital space, transform motion sensor technology into a revolutionary sign language tool, develop advanced social platforms with simple technology, focus on clean nuclear energy and computerized optometry, and find intelligent solutions for everyday living.
With access to advanced technologies such as smartphones, tablets, and an ever-increasing number of smart devices, children are developing digital skills at a phenomenal rate. California-based company Tangible Play is harnessing these skills with an innovative device that brings playtime back into the real world.
Osmo is an interactive iPad device that takes play beyond the screen into an interactive recreational space grounded in reality.
We're making iPad games that use real-world objects, physical toys, learning tools, in accordance with the technology. So it's really powerful for kids because I think there's a trend, especially with kids who are introverted, they are really attracted to the screen and they miss out on a lot of really important social interactions and learning different, and just sharing experiences with other people. So with Osmo, we've noticed in a lot of our testing that kids are naturally, their instinct is to play together. So even when we've had individual screens set up, when kids see that they can, the playing field is expanded, so they can move around and they're moving their bodies and they're using their hands and they're competing with each other and they're even comparing their screen to their friend's screen. Like there's really powerful social interaction that's happening with those experiences. So Osmo really facilitates that kind of learning to happen.
Osmo features a clip-on plastic mirror device that slips over the front-facing camera of an iPad. The clip allows the camera to focus on the area in front of the iPad, creating a real-world gaming space where tangible objects are transformed into interactive digital elements on screen.
Basic idea is that these devices have cameras built in them. So iPad has a front camera and there's a back camera. We want to use the camera to make sense of things around the device. And once you can do that, then you can just enable a whole new class of experiences around it. The big step in evolution was we built a small device called reflector. And what the reflector does is if you mount it on top of an iPad camera, instead of camera looking at you, now camera looks at the surface. And that's a very fundamental shift. And this is more of an enabler of how you can use the front area as an interactive surface. Once we do that, then most of the magic actually is in the software. So we started building simple block detection. You throw a letter in front of iPad can recognize. And we've been iterating on this from the past more than a year. And now we're at a point where we can recognize almost everything. And
I think Osmo fits a real need to sort of the compromise, if you will. You can't deny that screens are here to stay and that the iPad is a really powerful learning tool, but I think there are ways that we can make it better, we can make learning more meaningful, we can do impactful things with it. So that's why I'm really passionate about what we're doing and about the technology in general, and that's where I see the real the possibilities are endless, really, when you open up the playing field that's in front. I think there's a lot we can do.
As technology continues to advance, it won't be long before our smart devices expand to even more avenues of our daily lives, transforming not only the way we communicate and interact, but also the way we think, learn, and play in generations to come. Motion Savvy is a startup company that has taken the notion of augmented mobile platforms and evolved it into an engaging device that gives deaf individuals a new way to hear and be heard.
Motion Savvy is a US-based company comprised of 6 members, all of whom are deaf.
We are creating a tablet that translates ASL to spoken English. And before we started with the computer. And the Leap Motion device, and my job was to figure out how I could make it mobile and how I could make it accessible for deaf people to be able to venture out in the world and just have a conversation with anybody they want.
This product actually uses a mobile tablet and advanced gesture recognition technology to actually recognize what I sign and then output it as voice. And then we actually use voice recognition software to recognize what you say and output it as text, essentially creating a two-way communication device for the deaf and hard of hearing.
This is a really interesting project for me to take on because it's really very groundbreaking. It's never been done before. So it was a very challenging but fun job for me to do.
Motion Savvy's inclusive technology breaks down communication barriers and finds new ways to articulate speech, thoughts, and ideas through sight, sound, and motion.
The design and the user experience for this product is very important because there's no template that I can design off of because there was nothing like this out there. So really we had to create our own user experience and really had to think very hard on how the deaf person will use it and how it will be comfortable for both. And the goal for this was to have a nice, seamless, two-way conversation. With this product, our uni, you can sign. This is the Leap Motion, so you can sign over this, and then it would then use voice recognition to talk out. And then when the hearing person would hear what I'm signing, so the ASL would be translated into English. And then the hearing person would then talk back into this, and then it will be showed up as text.
So they can bring it anywhere they go, and they don't have to look like they are a deaf person. You know, it looks like a natural product, that it doesn't look like a deaf product. So that's kind of the goal we have with the engineering of all this, to make sure that it's sleek, it's portable, and it looks good as well.
There's 380 million deaf people in the world, and most live a life of isolation. A lot of segregation going on. They're afraid to expand a group of friends because they can't speak, so they don't even try. They stay within the deaf community. And from my perspective, that's a little dangerous. You're not able to get the job you need to live the lifestyle you want. So with this product in deaf people's hands, all 380 million people's lives could potentially change. They could potentially have a higher paying job. They could potentially live the life they want.
In a world where Africa alone is home to a community of at least 1 million deaf individuals, Motion Savvy's groundbreaking technology is pushing the boundaries of communication to create a world where motion is just as meaningful as sound. With so many innovations on the horizon, it's easy to forget all of the advanced technologies we already have at our fingertips. However, in many rural communities, access to smartphones, computers, and the internet is severely limited. India-based company Gramvani is giving these communities the opportunity to share in the digital revolution.
Based at the Indian Institute of Technology in Delhi, Gramvani is a social technology company that focuses on the widespread accessibility of entry-level technology in marginalized communities.
So Mobile Vani is essentially a rural social network in voice, right? So you can think of it as a voice-based Facebook or a voice-based YouTube for that matter. Basically our mission has been that how do we use technology to provide voice to the voiceless. So if you think about it from the context of people in rural India, many of these places are media dark, which means that people are not able to afford the internet, or they're not educated enough, or they're not computer savvy to be able to use the internet. There's very few mechanisms that they have for even sharing knowledge or interesting best practices with each other.
Using simple voice-based technologies, Gramvani has created a social platform for communities to share information, network, and communicate on a broad scale.
So we've built some very simple systems where it's just as simple as placing a missed call to our server. So people don't have to pay, they just place a missed call to our server and the server immediately calls them back. And then they can do some simple things like leave messages, listen to messages left by other people, comment on these messages. So essentially it transforms, it creates a voice discussion forum for these people. There can be entertainment and cultural elements also to it. We've seen people actually singing into the phone to share folk songs with each other, poems with each other. So there's a lot of interesting use cases which just a simple technology intervention can actually bridge. So it's very much like any other social media where the users are the content creators.
Gramvani's innovative communication tools have impacted more than 2 million users in over 7 Indian states, as well as Afghanistan, Pakistan, Namibia and South Africa, with its reach growing exponentially each day.
India being such a diverse country where not just language changes, but because of the culture, the social dynamics and socio-economic conditions and even neighboring villages are so different that that really impacts of how people perceive information. So what we are really trying to do is we are enabling people to be able to create their own information themselves.
While technology continues to advance across the African continent, some innovative thinkers at MIT and Berkeley in the US are exploring even more ways to bring tomorrow's ideas into the present on a global scale. From revolutionary nuclear engineering to computerized optometry, advanced theoretical research is giving us a glimpse of what the world will look like in the not-so-distant future.
Brian Barsky is a professor of computer science and affiliate professor of optometry and vision science at the University of California in Berkeley.
Vision realistic rendering is the name of this, and the concept there was to measure the optics of a particular person's vision system very carefully and then create an image that would show the vision of that person. When getting vision tested at the eye doctor's office, it's done by reading an eye chart. There's an E and an O, and one reads this, and somebody tallies up how many are correct and how many are incorrect. That's a very primitive method for measuring vision. It doesn't provide a lot of information. For example, if somebody gets the answer wrong, so to speak, and says that I'm seeing an O and it's really a D, there isn't any information other than it was wrong. Imagine if instead we could take very precise measurements of the optics of the patient's vision system and then create an image that demonstrates that kind of blur and show that to an eye doctor who actually could use that as part of the diagnostic procedures in what's going to be done, and it could even be used in connection with certain potential surgeries to enable the patient to see in sharp focus without needing eyeglasses or contact lenses. At least that's the goal. Imagine that we could demonstrate to the patient, here is how you see before the surgery, here's how you see after the surgery, or show that to the eye doctor. Here's how the patient's seeing before or after. And even show the patient some of the potential side effects or secondary effects that might occur. All this kind of simulation.
Professor Barsky's vision for the future will reshape the biology of the human eye, as well as our ability to see and interact in the world of tomorrow.
What really excites me are for the small number of people who are not able to be helped by eyeglasses, because then we offer a solution where there are not necessarily too many options available to those patients right now. I sometimes say they're somewhat underserved by the eye care clinicians.
Leslie Dewan is the co-founder and chief executive officer of Transatomic Power, which focuses on turning high-level nuclear waste into electric power.
Right now in the world, there's 270,000 metric tons of high-level nuclear waste. What I want to do is make nuclear power better. We figured out a way to adapt an older design to make it able to run entirely on nuclear waste. So this new type of plant that I designed doesn't require any electric power to shut down safely in case of an accident. It's able to coast to a stop.
Transatomic Power's advanced molten salt reactor consumes spent nuclear fuel cleanly and completely, unlocking vast amounts of cheap carbon-free energy.
My reactors can take all of that waste and turn it into enough electricity to power the entire world for 72 years. For me, technology is inherently hopeful.
Barclay and Dewan are just two of the many inspired minds all over the world who are working towards smarter, more efficient and revolutionary new technologies that will shape our future for the better.
It's not hard to imagine just how vast the impact of clean nuclear energy would have on the world. Not to mention how computer-augmented vision will change our perspective on the world. These technologies are what will reshape our future and define our lives in the years to come. But what about right now? We're living in a fast-paced world where the need for truly intuitive devices that let us get more done in less time is a reality for us every day. Samsung has taken this need to heart, using transformative technology and intelligent solutions that fit seamlessly into our lives every day.
Samsung is committed to creating a new future that positively impacts the entire global community through technology, products, and solutions both in the office and at home.
Samsung constantly seeks to discover the trends and desires that drive consumer needs around the world. The focus is not just on understanding consumer needs today, but also on anticipating how they will change and evolve in the future. Based on this insight, derived from ongoing research, Samsung continuously develops and launches products which help people experience new things, connect with more people, and live better lives.
Samsung seeks to provide the best experiences through innovations that deliver convenience and efficiency between work and home.
Our products are also designed in such a way that they integrate seamlessly between office and home. As an example, at the office, you can use your mobile device for work purposes, making business calls and checking mails. On your way home, you can use that same device to remotely switch on your aircon or manage your crystal blue washing machine. In today's fast-paced business world, we often have to take work home, and devices such as the Samsung's Note Pro 12 tablet allow you to print wirelessly from your Samsung NFC printer or share information directly on your favorite social media sites, such as Facebook and Instagram, with its built-in Wi-Fi. LED lighting is another all-important factor in increasing productivity, whether at work in your office or boardroom, or at home in your study. With Samsung's range of LED lighting, you can enjoy well-defined and ambient spotlighting in key areas. By fitting your workspace with high-quality LED lighting, a comfortable and productive work environment is made possible. We're excited to deliver a smart home experience which will make our customers' lives more convenient with innovative products that help their daily routine. The service is designed to cater for all aspects of the modern smart home, from digital door locks to IP cameras and smart plugs. These devices seamlessly integrate with Samsung Electronics' entire product offering and provide a complete smart home solution. If the digital door lock is open while the homeowner is away, a notification will be sent to the smartphone registered to that user. The Samsung Smart Home service monitors the amount of electricity used by energy-intensive appliances, such as air conditioners, and displays the expected cost of energy consumption. Consumers can then monitor their electricity usage, whether daily or monthly, and set new targets to help manage bills. Samsung also applies its global network, innovation, and deep understanding on how people use technology to deliver new business experiences for organizations in running their businesses more connectedly, collaboratively, flexibly, and productively. At Samsung, we embrace vertical market integration, which does not focus on individual product or product lines, but rather on crafting tailored solutions that match business users' specific needs. We have identified 5 main vertical markets in South Africa as our focus areas, which includes financial services, health, education, hospitality, and retail.
MyWorld of Tomorrow is an innovative platform where all these ingenious technologies and the intelligent minds behind them converge at a unique event to share their ideas for the future. Taking place from the 16th to the 18th of October 2014, MyWorld of Tomorrow will showcase how science, technology, and innovation will shape the future of business and society across Africa and the world. We spoke to some inspired South Africans about what their world of tomorrow will look like. Let's see what they had to say.
Students at Wits University shared their thoughts on what the future of technology will be.
My world of tomorrow, I'll be able to buy food online.
My world of tomorrow, I'll have cars that fly.
And in my world of tomorrow, there are whole communities living underwater.
In my world of tomorrow, I would love a machine that actually washes, dries and irons your clothes for you.
In my world tomorrow, I want a time machine.
And in my world of tomorrow, I'd like a memory card for my brain.
In my world of tomorrow, I'd like a device that would allow me to teleport to anywhere on the planet.
In my world of tomorrow, I want sandals that can make me fly.
In my world of tomorrow, I'd like a phone that never loses its charge.
Employees at Business Connection gave their insights into how technology is an integral part of our everyday lives and will become even more so in the years to come.
My world of tomorrow is space travel to the stars.
My world of tomorrow is to have a car that doesn't run on fuel but on water.
In my world of tomorrow, I would like to have a central device that can control everything, no matter which place I'm at, what time I'm at.
COO of Business Connection, Matthew Blewett, shares how he believes My World of Tomorrow is an opportunity to connect Africa on a global scale through innovative technology.
I love technology, so I want to see all the fun stuff, no doubt. But of course, for me, what I'm most excited about is I really believe that when people see all the diverse solutions and the different individuals from completely different backgrounds that we're bringing together in one place. When they see young people rubbing shoulders with IT managers, rubbing shoulders with politicians, all looking at the same kind of solutions, social media, mobile, cloud, data analytics, and we all have an interest in them, I think we're going to begin to realize that there is so much power that can be brought to Africa if we get these parties together.
MyWorld of Tomorrow is so much more than a conference. It's a global movement that finds its inspiration right here on the African continent. For further information about the conference, event details, and much more, visit mwhatafrica.com or follow us on Twitter. Join us next week, where we'll be experiencing the conference firsthand, with insights and interviews and access to many inspiring events and speakers at MyWorld of Tomorrow. See you there.